से जुड़ी किसी भी छोटी या बड़ी अपडेट के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें स्पोर्ट्स तक और साथ ही किसी भी नोटिफिकेशन को पाने के लिए बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें।
Joe, you've named your team. Johnny Bairstow's going to keep wicket. How difficult or easy a decision was that?
Look, Johnny's been the test keeper for some time now, and he's done a fantastic job. It's not a reflection on the way Joss went about things in the last game at all. But long term, looking at things, you look at the scheduling of all international cricket across the formats, and sharing that workload could be really key, I suppose, in making sure you keep everyone fresh and ready and at the top of their game. And I think it's a great way of those two guys driving each other's games forward as well. So, you know, we are very fortunate to be in a position where we've got two quality keepers. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what should be another good week.
How did the conversations go between you and both parties? Were they both happy with the decision you made, or did Joss want to keep wicket as well?
No, absolutely fine. You know, they more than anything want us to win games of cricket, so they just want to make sure that they know what their role is, and then they can go and get ready and prepared and give themselves the best chance to do that. So there's been no issues or problems in that department at all.
And you're back to 4, Moeen to 3. Are you happier with that? Is that a long-term solution as far as you're concerned?
I think it gives us the best chance of winning this game. You know, Moeen's played exceptionally well at 3 for his county. He wants to do it, feels very comfortable there, and the way he went about his innings in the first innings, I know it's down the order, but that style of batting could get us off to a really good start at the top of the order and gives middle order a real good chance of you know, taking things on from there. With the cricket we've got coming up, it might be a way to go. It gives us great options, and you know, I think he's thoroughly deserved that opportunity.
And you might have to tweak the top order again. Well, you are going to have to tweak the top order again, I should say. What was your reaction when Alastair Cook told you he was retiring?
Yeah, sad. You know, I've been an outstanding career, 12 years at the top of the order. To have a record like that is some feat, especially in these conditions for the majority of it. There's not many openers around the world that can match that, never mind English players. So he's going to be very hard to replace. It's going to be quite an emotional week for him, for a lot of the guys that have played a lot of cricket with him, and he'll be a massive loss to our dressing room. But I'm thrilled that he's got an opportunity to enjoy, you know, this game, what's been a fabulous career, and you know, the next chapter now for him. It should be really exciting for him.
Have you thought yet as to how you do replace him, in terms of whether you're looking for another opener moving forward, or whether you change the top order?
No, my full focus has been on making sure we win this game. It's been an area that we've not got right in the past, and I think if we can beat the number 1 side in the world and make it 4-1, I think it sends a really strong statement to where we're at as a team, where we're looking to go as a team, and would sum up what's been quite a good summer of cricket for us in difficult conditions.
And finally from me, just your thoughts on Alastair Cook, and he's obviously played a huge role in your career. What influence has he had?
Huge influence. Firstly, gave me the opportunity to play, but as a role model, you know, there aren't many people that go about things in a better way than he does. A very level-headed bloke, very down-to-earth. I think Josh summed it up as the most down-to-earth superstar you'll ever see. But the way he's always got time for everyone. I think that's a great quality to have in any walk of life, never mind in a high-pressure environment like international cricket. And as I said, I'll miss him being around, not just for his runs and what he adds to the team, but for him as a person as well. And I hope he thoroughly enjoys the next chapter in his life.
Were you surprised when Alastair told you he was done, and were you at all tempted to try and persuade him to think?
I was a little bit surprised, but he was adamant in his decision. You could see in his face that's what he wanted, and he's obviously thought it through and was ready for that. So when you get that impression from someone, there was no point in me trying to talk him round. And I think more than anything now it's about us as a team giving him an opportunity to celebrate in the best way possible. And that obviously means going out there and making sure that we win this game and play as well as we possibly can. It's an extra incentive for us as a group, and be a fitting way to finish what's been a fabulous career.
Yeah, as well as winning, you'll want to give him a bit of a send-off as well, but you'll need to strike a balance with that, because he doesn't seem like the sort of bloke who'll want a big fuss.
No, I don't think he wants too much fuss, but I think if there's ever time for it, it's probably now. Not got anything planned as per se, but I'm sure spontaneously we'll think of something. And I'm sure that the ground and the occasion, everyone involved will also help in doing that just fine.
John and Mel? Could all that be a distraction for you, the business of actually winning the game?
No, I don't think so. As I said, I think if anything, it's a great motivator for the group. He means a lot to the whole dressing room, and they'll be desperate to do everything they can to give him the best possible send-off.
Just ask you about the wicket keepers. You mentioned, use the phrase sharing the workload. Does that suggest they could actually split the job in Test cricket? You'd alternate, or you've got to settle on one bloke eventually?
As I said, Johnny's had the gloves for a long time now, and he's done exceptionally well for a good period of that. So I think he deserves the opportunity to keep wicket in Test cricket. I also think that Joss has done exactly the same in white ball cricket, and why mess with something that's worked so well for so long?
Jordan will do Mel.
No, you. Just back on Alastair again. Can you recall, 10 years ago or something, when you first started watching him bat for England, and what you thought of him back then? And maybe your memories of watching him in Australia as well, or back when you were younger, what was the influence?
Yeah, I remember someone walking into the team and making it look so easy from the get-go, really, at the top of the order, to start as he did in India. And then obviously a bit further down the line, I was in Australia that winter, where he got 730 odd runs, and managed to get to a couple of the games where he obviously smacked it everywhere. Just phenomenal, really. And I remember making my debut and having to pinch myself to be in the same dressing room as a number of the other guys, but him in particular. And it just makes you feel really excited about being part of something like that, and to even say that I've been involved in playing alongside him is, without sounding like everyone else that's been in that position, it's been a great honour, and I will miss it, but he's as I say, he just deserves a fantastic week, and I hope we can deliver that for him.
I was wondering, Joe, actually thinking sort of romantically ahead to the next few days. Do you think he's got another century in him to be at the top?
Obviously, yeah. I've seen one coming for a while. It's you might not think it with the scores that he's had in the last couple of weeks, but seemed fitting, wouldn't it, for him to go out on a real high, on a personal note, not just us as a team, and hopefully he can soak up everything else that comes with this week and go out and deliver on the field. It'd be nice to start and finish, wouldn't it, with a century? So never know, it might be written in the stars for him.
Sure. And for you as a captain, to win a home series against a very high-ranked team, of course, 4-1 to win. What significance would that have to you, Joe, as a captain in a Test series?
Yeah, it's given me a huge amount of confidence. I feel like I've grown quite a lot this summer as a captain, and hopefully that can continue. I know there's a lot of hard work ahead, and we feel like we're going in the right direction as a side. So as long as we continue to harness that and carry that attitude forward, I can see improvements being made and us making big strides in the future.
Joe, Johnny cut quite a frustrated figure at Southampton. Looking from the outside, is this just a case of player power winning out, or anything for an easy life? Because he sort of made it so obvious that he wants the gloves, and he's obviously probably wasn't happy about events last week.
No, definitely not. And I made it very clear that if he's going to be the Test match wicketkeeper, he's going to have to keep working hard on it, and that he might have been performing well for a long period of time, but he's got to continue to do that. So hopefully, it's if anything, even though it happened in an unfortunate circumstance, it's a great reminder of what it takes to be at the very top of your game for long periods of time, and he uses it as a real driving force to keep improving, not just his keeping but his whole game. And I'm sure he will take that approach. But I'm confident that we've got the right balance to the side. We've got the right team for this final game on this surface, and hopefully we can follow through with that now. It's very clear that if he's going to be the Test match wicketkeeper, he's going to have to keep working hard on it, and that he might have been performing well for a long period of time, but he's got to continue to do that. So hopefully, it's if anything, even though it happened in an unfortunate circumstance, it's a great reminder of what it takes to be at the very top of your game for long periods of time, and he uses it as a real driving force to keep improving, not just his keeping but his whole game. And I'm sure he will take that approach. But I'm confident that we've got the right balance to the side. We've got the right team for this final game on this surface, and hopefully we can follow through with that now.
Stefan, Dean, and then Will.
Joe, a lot of Johnny's success with the bat in Test cricket's come at 6 or 7. Was there any consideration to him sliding down below Ben and Joss, especially now he's taken the gloves back?
I think he's evolved as a player. I think he's obviously spent a lot of time batting at 7 and at 6, but he's also improved and grown as an international cricketer, especially in the last 12 months. So I think it's a great opportunity for him now to get up the order, to score some runs a little bit earlier on, and sort of set the tone rather than finish things off. He's definitely good enough to do it, and hopefully he takes that opportunity.
Does that mean that you may have to adjust the way he bats? I'm thinking about the way he was dismissed in Southampton last week and the way that Ben and Joss have adapted over the past couple of Test matches.
I think that comes down to shot selection. I don't think that the way he bats, I think that could carry it over to bat in the top 3, the way he plays naturally. But ultimately, it's about being very selective, knowing what balls to score off in any given situation, and that's the art of Test cricket. Regardless of where you play, a number of guys have been at different positions throughout and managed to be successful, and I don't see any different from him.
You said obviously that Moeen has deserved this chance to bat at 3, but his England career has been one of several changes up and down the order. Have you told him how long he's going to have this chance to bat? Is it with an eye to batting throughout the entire winter at number 3? How have you left it with him?
I've left it with him as he's going to be batting at number 3 for this game. I think you have to be adaptable. We are fortunate that we've got a number of players that are that way inclined in the way they play cricket, and we'll sit down at the end of the series and make a decision moving forward. But ultimately, it's about winning this series as well as we can, and making sure we try and win 4-1. And from that point onwards, then we look at Sri Lanka and what's going to give us the best chance of winning there. But as I said, there was always going to be changes throughout a 5-match series in such a short space of time. I think I've got that in every press conference so far this series, but and this is just another one of them. So hopefully he comes up trumps and he carries on what's been some fabulous form from him in recent weeks.
And from your own point of view, we know that you won the bat at 4. You've said it several times, and Trevor actually kind of paid tribute and said that you kind of took one for the team moving up to 3. If you're going to be stamping your kind of mark on this team, can we assume that you will be batting at 4 going forward yourself?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, nothing is ever set in stone, and you have to be adaptable. But it is definitely my preferred position. It's where I think I'll get the best out of myself as a player and as a captain. So, I would have never known that if I'd never given myself the opportunity to bat at 3. And I thought it was the right thing to do by the rest of the team, and I thought it gives us the best chance of winning. That's obviously changed in my own mind. So, that almost feel like we're in a better position for having gone through that experience. And we'll have to wait and see. It might change again, you never know.
William will finish with Julian.
Has Alastair's retirement strengthened Keaton's position almost by default? I mean, would you want to go on tour with 2 new openers, or is Keaton sort of guaranteed now because Alastair's going?
As I said, we've not looked past this series. Keaton's got a great opportunity this week to show everyone how good he is. It's been a very challenging summer on what are going to be very different wickets here to what we'll play on out there. I thought the way he played in the second innings was brilliant, and hopefully he can take confidence from that and really go and lay a marker down now. But what it does do is it obviously opens the door for someone at the top of the order. There's a number of county games left, and people should be looking at that as a real opportunity to put their hand up for what could be a really exciting winter.
Julian, to finish, can you just wait for the mic? Thank you.
Yeah, India came here as the world's top-ranked side, and they've lost another away series. They didn't have much in the way of preparation. You guys have found it tough going abroad, with limited preparation as well in terms of tour games. I mean, if it was down to you, would you like to have a bit more in terms of warm-up games and proper warm-up games at that when you're on tour? Because everyone says they want to win away, but it looks like they're not really giving themselves their best chance.
Yeah, I mean, of course you want to prepare as well as possible. You've also got to factor in the 3 formats and the guys that play across the board in that respect. And you've also got to factor in, you might have 3 or 4 warm-up games. You play on a completely different surface against a completely different attack, and it doesn't actually serve any real purpose in terms of getting ready for that series. So you have to be quite realistic about things. What you have to do is make sure you always, as a player, you've got to take it on yourself to feel like you are practicing in different conditions, putting yourself under pressure against spin, against high pace, ball coming around your head, and feel that at all times you're looking to improve. And if you can have that attitude, you'll give yourself the best chance. So long term, that's what we're after. That's what we'll try and do as a side, knowing that you don't always get those opportunities, and you have to adapt to what's in front of you. So there will be challenges that come ahead this winter with where we're going, but it also how hard it is to win away from home now when you do and when we do, which I know that we're more than capable of doing, will make it even more enjoyable, even more sweet. So let's see how things turn out.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.